This demonstration is how to make a simple pan sauce. We have our pan here. We cooked a little piece of meat in it. It was a little piece of beef, so we're going to do a red wine and some beef stock with this to make your pan sauce. The pan is still going. It's still a little hot. So to make my sauce here, we've got 2 pads of butter, some salt and pepper. This is a shallot. 3/4 of a cup of wine and a cup of beef stock. And so if I were going to do this, say, with a chicken breast that you pan fried or a pork chop, I would probably use a white wine and some chicken stock instead. So it's fairly straightforward, pretty easy. We have to turn the heat on the pan back up to high. We throw in 1 of the 2 pads of butter. We let this melt around. We add the shallot here. Get it all in there. And then what you really want to make sure you do is to scrape up as many of these brown bits and pieces as you can, because that's really where most of the flavor is going to be. And so in order to really do that, one of the keys is to use a pan that doesn't have a non-stick surface to it. So this is a hard anodized pan. It is not a Teflon coated pan or anything like that. So we had, when I cooked the meat, you can see all these little bits and pieces that stuck to the pan, and that's what you want. This is now ready. We are now going to put in the wine. Here we go. Now it's going to steam and boil so that the pan is hot. And again, you want to stir to scrape the bits off of the bottom. With wine, you don't need to worry about the pan catching on fire or flaring up from the alcohol in the wine. Wine doesn't have a high enough alcohol content to burn, so you're pretty safe. You saw how high the heat was in the pan and nothing caught on fire here. I'm actually holding the camera over the pan, and so I don't think I'd be doing that if I thought my pan was going to catch on fire. And then for the red wine part and even the white wine, what you want this to do is you want it to reduce really to a syrup. So there's really only a tablespoon or 2 left. And so that's going to take some time. You're just going to have to let it boil away here for a little bit. It won't take that long, but so you do need to keep an eye on it to make sure it doesn't go too bad. You can see that it's already off of the edges of the pan, but again, you want it to look like a syrup, and that's not what we have here. So we'll be back in a second, not too long, to show you what that looks like.